So I've been trying to refill my coolant system for 3 days now. I started on a Thursday.
Nice and tight.
The weather forecast said nothing about rain.
I want to drain just a little bit more. This is why I wanted to flush the system.
Rain is coming in hot. I gotta abort mission. And it's raining again. Had to stop on Friday. Did some of the things on Saturday. Let's push air through.
Okay, now it's cracked loose down there too on the water pump.
If it's still not raining, I guess I stopped at the right moment. And the rest, hopefully today. After the leaks here. I'm switching out the old heater valve with a new one. But before I'm gonna do that, I've also ordered a mat for the floor to not make any more stains.
This is my new mat. Rubber on the backside and some felt on the top.
I want to get this under the tires so the wind won't blow this away, since I'm gonna leave it here for the next couple days.
That seems about right. Because sometimes my transmission is leaking.
And I think and fear that it is the pump, which means I gotta take out the transmission and seal it.
I'm gonna lift the car just one more time. But then that's it.
This is the heater valve I have to exchange. You can see this is old. I have ordered new hoses, a vacuum hose as well, but right down here I don't think I can make it fit. Or is this self-made? I don't know. But even if I get this out, I have to find this vacuum hose inside of the car under the dashboard, which won't be too easy. Alright, so let's get things going. So I've ordered a pack of new hose clamps. This is the new heater valve from rockauto.com and a new hose as well. What I want to address first is the direction you put this in. This thing gets sucked right down in this direction, which means if the water, the coolant pushes from this side, it's pushing this valve open. And since the water flow is in this direction, right into the heater core valve, right in the heater core, I need to install it this way. The water needs to push in here to seal this, and only if vacuum opens this valve, hot water can pass through. And I'm thinking of installing it a little more on the backside here. Cut this vacuum hose. Some of the coolant will run out. So I'm gonna put the pan under, or maybe I'm pulling out the lower hose of the radiator and drain the whole system. do it. But first, let's have a look inside the radiator. Come on. Right. Doesn't look too bad. Like a mixture of tap water, old coolant and new coolant, to be exact. Let's start by pulling out the lower hose. I think that's best to start. Get out all the coolant, or most of it. And I can open this up. This is my new catch can. Right there. So last time I pulled out my battery to get a better view and access to the hose. So I'm doing that again. The access to the battery isn't the best, or at least to the positive terminal. I put you right around here. And I think you have a good vision now. That's everything. Do you? I think so. Okay, so this is the hose I'm trying to pop out. Let's see if we can open this. Does it work or not? Oh yeah. And it's draining already. So let's open the cap. Okay, a few more turns. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, I can see already it's draining. Don't want to pop it just yet. I want to let it drain just a little, so I somewhat can control of how much fluid is in the catch can, because I need to empty it, I think 2 or 3 times in between. So the whole system has a volume of, I think, 17.9 liters. Which includes the heater core, the radiator and the engine block. So that's a long way to go to drain it and to fill it. And what I learned from the last time I drained the system, patience is key. The last time it went smoothly as long as I was patient and doing all the steps little by little. Then time went by fast. The sun was setting and I got impatient and wanted to rush the flushing of the coolant system. So that is what I won't do again today. I'm taking my time, let it drain patiently, and then I'm going over to the next step. When the system is drained, I can also pop out the thermostat housing, pull out the thermostat, screw it back on, so there is no restriction, and I'm flushing the system with the right tools this time. I want to show you how it looks down there. This looks kind of strange. Oh, it's just this plastic thing here. The water is dripping from. At first I thought this was some kind of oil. So this is my new catch can. Again, adding to the feature of not making a mess. Let's take a look into the radiator. Looking good so far. So the heater core is right about half empty. So right now I'm pulling the hose just a little more out, so it drains a bit faster, but just a tiny bit. Nothing too crazy. I think I still want to control it. I'm gonna put you to the side. I think you have a better vision from up here. That is what I'm doing. I'm pushing it up. The opening is a bit larger and more fluid comes out. So I want to drain just a little bit more and then empty the catch can the first time. That looks kind of funny. It's not bright red as it was, but I guess it's this mixture with the old coolant. So the right tools make all the difference. This thing is really handy. Okay, back to draining. I just emptied the catch can the first time. It's, I think, about a quarter, maybe a third full. So there is still much left in the system. Back to draining. A thing I missed when I was ordering the parts, I could have ordered a new upper and lower hose as well. Replacing the lower hose would have been a great idea, I think. But yeah. So come here as we drain even more. Can you see something? Looks good. Here's the hose. Let's pull it off another time. Can you believe it? Everything runs into the catch cans in both of them. Nothing drips beside them. Okay, so the lower hose is almost off now. Okay. I pulled out the lower hose. So right now I'm pulling off the upper hose. Not much coming out because of the thermostat, I guess. And this is coming out since I pulled the upper radiator hose. And no huge mess down there. Okay, so I'm letting the lower hose just drip here, and the last thing I'm gonna do before lunch, pulling out the heater valve. let's do this. So I'm popping out the vacuum hose. You can see and feel, and see, it's really hard. So I think this thing gets hot, and the hose gets hot, it loses its flexibility. Just to be sure, put some paper towels underneath here. I'm pulling out the hose to the heater core first. It looks like it is normally open. Oh, okay. Now you can see it way better. Can you see it? Open. Now it's closing. Open. Closed. So if it sucks in vacuum, it closes this thing. And the new one is normally closed. But I must admit, I'm liking this way better. So the car won't heat up inside as fast as it did. So twist a little. Oh yeah. Open it up just a bit more. Come here. Oh yeah, it's coming out. Ooh. Look at that. This thing. It's really dirty. Here you can see the flow direction. The new thing doesn't have it. So maybe even if it was closed, it was leaking, who knows. The fun part is going to be get the lower hose out. Okay, you can see the hose clamp. So I want to exchange it with my new hose and pull it further back. It's just really pity that there is no flow direction. I tested it, the spring is really tight. Where is it? You really have to push it hard to open this. The vacuum hose opens this. The flow direction is here in, here out. Maybe I'm trying to push in air from this side. Close this again and see if this does anything. I mean, it should. Oh, it did something. So that's the thing I'm gonna do right after lunch. I'm gonna get my compressor, my air compressor, and push in air from this side. Push in as much fluid, as much coolant as possible. And then I'm gonna pull out my thermostat, close it again, and push air through the whole system with water. And yeah, fill it with the new coolant.
The weather forecast for today said nothing about rain. Now it's raining pretty heavily for the past half hour. We hope it stops soon.
Before the next rain comes over here, it's not looking very good. I wanna try to push just air through the system without taking off the thermostat or this thermostat housing and pull out the thermostat, because I think it's gonna take too long. So the first thing I'm gonna try is push air through the water outlet to the heater core, push everything out of the engine block. And I'm gonna push it the other way around on this side through the heater core, inside here, runs out on the bottom, and yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Theoretically, I could put in a water hose to push water through as well, but right now I'm gonna go with just air and try that. But still, I don't want to rush too hard on this work, but I think if I don't pull out the thermostat, it's okay. Come on. Put you down there so you can see if something comes out of the lower hose. I'll try it carefully. Oh yeah, it's working. I need a bigger compressor. It's just a tiny one with a very small tank. Yeah. So maybe I have to do it tomorrow. This is still so loud, this thing. And today is a holiday. I tried to cover the compressor and hope it's not too loud anymore. Way better. Try to push air through here now. No, heater core first. So now I'm pushing air through the heater core. It drains right into the radiator. Let's see. Yeah, heater core is draining. There is no more coolant in the heater core. From this side, nothing was coming out here. So the next thing, I try to push air from this side and from the lower radiator hose, and then refill the system. I can't replace this hose because it goes down there. I have to do this when I take the fender off. This hose looks okay. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I leave this length. Because it fits nicely here. No, this is too short. If I can't replace this holes to the heater core, means I can't shorten this one, which further means I have to see if I can put in an adapter to make it longer. I'm not fiddling around with this hose either. Just putting in the valve, and I'm gonna use new hose clamps. Nice and tight. Alright. That's one more to go. Nice and tight as well. So, and for the vacuum hose, this is just too short. Let's open this up here. Oh yeah. It's in even worse condition as I remember. Just look at that. This thing is cracked right here. So I ordered a bunch of these vacuum hose connectors. They fit here and here. How does this fit? Okay, nice as well. I'm gonna use a small clamp maybe. So I try to cut it as close to this broken piece here as possible. And here it starts to get straight again. This is this broken piece which I cut off right here. Now let's couple them together. I'm gonna get just a short spray of WD-40 on it so it slides right in. I'll be back. Come on. I used this opening and pushed on the shoulder right here, just to get it in. Now this side. Alright. And this one I think I'm gonna use a zip tie to secure it a bit more. And here we go. Got some zip ties. The other one I'm gonna put on here. Since it's a vacuum hose, it won't get pushed off, but I just wanna secure it either way. I'm gonna use another zip tie to secure it here. Looks good. Let's try to push air through the upper hose. Fits okay-ish. Just touches the neck. Right here I can feel it. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna try it carefully and see if anything comes out. Let's put this back on. Okay, let's see. Okay, pushes just air out, I can feel it. Next thing, switch it out, put this back on and blow in from the lower radiator hose. Let's see what happens. The next rain is coming, I can see it already. Okay. Gotta be quick. So lower radiator hose. I'm gonna use this clamp for now. Rain is coming in hot. Okay, let's try it. Pushing out a little. Ooh, nice. Here comes the rest and the rain too. Oh yeah, there's heavy rain coming. And it's raining again. So just wanna push air through one more time. There is not much coming out anymore. I think that's it. So the last thing I'm gonna do is put this hose back on and go back inside. Yeah, that's the last thing I'm gonna do the next time it stops raining. Push water through the whole system until clear water comes back out. Push air through that most of the water is out of the system. And then I'm gonna put in the new coolant. But for now, I gotta abort mission because I'm wet. Too bad, but it worked well this time, at least. Just want to put the hose back on. That's it for now. Maybe even for today. One thing I have forgotten during the whole process of pushing air through, that even if I fill this from my catch can into this can, it won't be right around up here. These are 20 liters. The whole coolant system has a volume of about 18 liters. So let's see.
how much we have. There is still something left in the engine. I think maybe if the weather is better, I'm gonna pull off the thermostat housing either way. And this is why I wanted to flush the system. So I think it's a good idea to push water through, clean the whole system, push air through, get the most of the water out, and put new coolant back in. Due to heavy rain, I had to take a break yesterday. So now I want to take out the thermostat, put the housing back on without the thermostat to not have any restrictions in the flow. I'm gonna put this tool in the lower radiator hose and blow through some water with pressured air to flush the system until clear water comes out. And when clear water is coming out of the red, because it's flowing this direction through the radiator, coming down at the lower point of the radiator, and when clear water is coming out there, I'm gonna push air through, push the water out, and fill the whole system with new coolant. So let's do this. First I'm gonna take off the upper hose, get that out of the way. There is already coolant coming out, but it can't be that much. Twist it a little until it comes off. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna take off the whole hose. No, I'm gonna leave it just to get things going, because bad weather is coming in today too. So I have to get things going. This is the support for the smoke pump on one side, and the bolt on the other side, which also holds the bracket, the support for the injector wiring, and the spring for the throttle body. So that is the bolt. Pretty nasty. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, I have to loosen that bolt as well. Alright. Now the hose clamp. So this hose needs to be replaced. This is the supporting bracket for the smoke pump. Now the thermostat housing should come off. So I'm trying to open up both hose clamps, get this thing loose so I can crank the thermostat housing loose. This sits tight. I don't know if you can see this, but there is a thick layer of RTV in here. This is everything that was pushed out. This is a thick layer. There is still one nut. Oh yeah, here it comes. Oh, okay, this is the whole bolt. I'm fine with that. So this is the bolt I just pulled out from the left side of the thermostat housing. This is
And the support bracket, which sits right around here. Another knot on top, and even here, thick layer of RTV. Does this come off? Oh yeah, it's moving. And here we go. So right now, I think I'm just gonna pull this out without removing the hose. Okay. Here we have the thermostat. Gotta remember the direction it sits in here. This was on top, and this is the lower side. Let's bolt this together again and push fresh water through the system. Both of these screws need to be tightened with 20 foot-pounds in the end. Let's get these two back on. Both hose clamps are snug. Now let's push clear water through the system. But first I want to compare my new thermostat with this one. If they somewhat look the same. I can't find it right now. I don't know where I put it. First, let's reopen the lower radiator hose. Okay, yeah. Nice, okay. Still some fluid. I'm gonna put the hose on, clamp it down, turn on the water, and push the water through. Nice and tight. Let's turn on the water. And now let's push air through and see what happens. Here we can see the coolant already coming out. Turn on the water a little more. Oh yeah, there it is, coming through. Turning it back down. And now let's push air through, but it's clearing up already. Oh yeah. Still reddish. Slowly, it keeps clearing up. Still not clear. Let's push air through another time. It's clearing up. Really nice. Okay, that's as much as I can fill in here. This is the bad weather coming in. So I'm not emptying it all the way. I gotta get things going and clear this up. It still has some kind of red color. Oh yeah. Now I want to push through the air from the upper radiator hose through the engine block and flush out the rest of the fluid and refill the whole system. Alright, let's push air through. Oh yeah, clear water. Finally. So I'm still looking for my thermostat. I know I have ordered a new one, but I can't find it. Okay, that's it. So the system is empty. There are just little driplets coming out of the system. So I'm putting the lower radiator hose back on. Search my new thermostat and get it in here. Close, bolt everything down. Refill the system, let the car run a bit and bleed the air out. So first, I'm putting the upper radiator hose onto the radiator. Like this. Close it again. Nice. That is tight. Now the lower radiator hose. Before I put that back on, I get a new hose clamp. Let me put you right around here. Let's put this back on. Nice and tight. You want to make sure the clamp is seated in the groove. It came off. Just like that. Tighten it all the way. As good as possible. Since this leak easily. Now I'm gonna look for my thermostat. I could not find my thermostat. I know I have ordered one. I don't know where I put it. So I gotta go with this one again. Off with the upper radiator hose and the thermostat housing. So once again there is just a bit of water and coolant running out from the flush, but nothing too bad. And off. This one I'm going to replace too. Off with that. I'm putting this away so you can see a bit more. Off with the upper radiator hose. And now you should have a better view. You can pull this out too for the best view possible. Just for you. Come on. Sometimes you gotta twist them a little to crack them loose. This one won't do nothing. I'm trying to push it out carefully with a flathead screwdriver. Yeah, here we go. I didn't push in too far, just a little. And that helped. Off with that. Now you should have a great view. So off with both bolts of the thermostat housing. What you can see here too is the cast iron intake manifold. Just a little here, over here. Yeah. Oh yeah. I wonder if you can see that. But this looks pretty nasty. Okay, it's kind of loose. Can you see that? Okay, now it's cracked loose down there too on the water pump. Oh yeah, it's coming off. There we have the thermostat housing. Before I put anything back on, I want to clean this with a wire brush. Okay, originally I planned on painting this new, but since I have to take it off any time in the future to replace my thermostat, I'm just cleaning it and putting it back on. Here we have some rust buildup. Can you see that? So here, some rust buildup. Usually it chips off. Yeah. I'm getting that RV off, that I have a proper seal. It's the new seal, the paper gasket. Let's get off the RV here. Very carefully. Here I gotta use some sort of sealant because the screws are going through right to the water passage. I want to be very, very careful to not drop something in there. I think with thread locker this should seal right up. This is how the thermostat sits in here. So here we have the new gasket. Sits right about here on top of the thermostat, since the thermostat falls right into place here. As you can see, it overlaps and seals the whole thing right up. Before I get the thermostat housing on, I'm gonna cut the hose to the right length, put on new hose clamps, get it on the thermostat housing and get both of them back on here. This is the hose I got. It looks thinner or smaller than the original one. Okay, maybe I need the bigger one. Previous one was 60 millimeters. This is 19. Oh yeah, this is the right one. I'm gonna cut it to the right length. Right here. So the new hose. Already screwing it on here, since it is way easier right now. Nice and tight. Alright, now let's get it on. And here we go. Oh yeah, it's on. Here I have enough room to push it in a little further if I need to, which I'm gonna have to. But right now I wanna put some thread locker on these screws and put them in there. I'm gonna brush off this RV with my wire brush because I want the threads nice and clean so that the thread locker has something to grip on. Almost like new. Second one as well. And put it on a little bit more so that it seals properly. So put in this side first. Alright, this one is seated. Next one. I probably could have used a lot less of this thread locker. I just want to be sure. Oh, this has to go in first. Alright, get this one seated too, just like that. Let's open this upper hose clamp one more time so that I can push the thermostat housing in just a little more. While I'm screwing the bolts in, it pushes this neck further into the hose. One more time from this side. Yeah, it slides right in. I'm gonna get my torque wrench to tighten the bolts with 20 foot-pounds as stated in the service manual. 20 foot-pounds. I hope you can see it. Right about here. Lock it. 1 and 2. One more time. Alright, so I'm right under the neck of the water pump. The upper one as well. Where is the neck? Down there. Nice and tight as well. Alright, next up, the upper radiator hose. No, first let me put on the smoke pump hose like that. New hose clamp for the thermostat housing. Alright, let's tighten these two down. I think now that bad weather is coming in, tight as well. Just wanna check real quick if the padcock is closed all the way. Oh yeah, this is closed. I wanna just quickly put this support bracket on for the smoke pump. I almost forgot that. I'm gonna go with 20 foot-pounds here as well. So let's put the air cleaner housing back on, and the next step, if it's still not raining, I'm gonna fill in the new coolant. First, let's go with the housing. I'm feeling for the vacuum inlet. So with the lid off, you can see how it's supposed to sit on here, because it has indicators. So this is seated correctly. Lid back on. this is how it looks down there. We have the new hose. This is cleaned a bit more off. We have the new hose clamps 1, 2 and 3. You can see the gasket here. This screw is bolted down with 20 foot-pounds. Over there, get a better angle. You can see the support bracket bolted down. New hose clamp here as well. And now it starts to rain. So I'm filling up the car a bit later today, as it should get sunnier late this afternoon. So right now, this weather keeps me from making any progress, any reasonable progress. I have the roof. It's just, car is just too long standing out here in the rain. It's starting to hail. We haven't had such a huge hailstorm in a while, at least here. Look at that. I guess I stopped at the right moment. What a day. The only part that's missing is filling up the new coolant and start the engine, let it warm up, and yeah, lead all the air out. Let's do this. Same thing with flushing the coolant system. I've ordered new parts to refill it properly. Now let's test the fittings. I already assembled this because I think this is the one that fits. This one actually fits. What I can do here is fill it in, and if everything is bled, I pop in this cap and don't make a mess. I've refilled all my coolant from the 20-liter canister into smaller portions, like this is 5 liters, another 5-liter can, and a few 1.5-liter bottles. The negative side. Yeah, you can see the parasitic draw. You can see a parasitic draw because I turned off my main switch and it is still sparking. So now I'm gonna start the engine and hope that the gasket is tight and doesn't leak. That all the hoses are tight and won't leak. And yeah, let's do this. Start the engine. think then it's gonna take a big sip. Nothing leaks here. Nothing leaks down here. This is tight. Still air coming out. That's it, I'm gonna close it now since it's already pushing out the hot water. I think we have flat out the system. Let's stop the engine, close this, and refill the reservoir tank. Let me get a paper towel. That's about it of flushing the coolant system. It sits around here, which is right under Ed. So I want to fill that up. I'm taking him for a test ride in the afternoon, and I'm gonna take one of those coolant jugs with me, just to be sure if anything happens. But as for now, I'm really happy with the result. So there you have it. This looks fine down there. Nothing leaked. I mean, it's dirty, but nothing leaked. Here as well. And even down there, everything looked fine. I think the heater core didn't open up. What is it? Oh yeah, it's hot. So yeah, there has been water running through. Everything's fine. This coolant is everywhere.